quite a bit, and he got 4 or 5 yards out in front of everybody. It's a 6-0 lead, and now Harley Georgie will kick the extra point as the kick is up, and a booming kick there, and it's good. So with 11:03 left on homecoming night, South Summit strikes first, and they lead 7-0. So on the first series for South Summit gets a big offensive play. Actually a 58-yard pass play. My mistake, not 48. It was on their own 42. 58-yard pass play from Ty Jones to Bracken Santos. South Summit gets on the board first with a 7-0 lead. Now Harley Georgie will kick off from the 40. He's kicking into the north end zone. Typically a little breeze often comes that way. We'll see what Georgie's got on the kickoff. He's been a really vital weapon for the Wildcats. Often gets a touchback deep in the end zone. We'll see how this one was, and it's definitely a deep one as he boots the thing almost through the uprights. Huge booming kick there by Harley Georgie. That'll give Gunnison the ball at the 20-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. We'll take a minute and see what the flag is. Generally without the ball even being touched, sometimes an offside or too many men. We'll see what the penalty is. South Summit may have to kick again. Waiting as the officials confer out at the 25-yard line. And it looks like we got holding on Gunnison. And that's going to march them back even more. What was at the 20 will now probably be at the 10-yard line. So deep hole here for Gunnison as they've gotten off to a little bit of a rough start. Unfortunately, injury to start the game. South Summit then struck with a big pass play, and now they start deep in their own end zone. So for Gunnison's sake here, hopefully they can get something rolling and get themselves bouncing back here from a tough start as they go out of the mini shotgun as well. Wide set, 2 men to the right, 2 to the left, and a first pass plays right through the hands and almost picked off as the intended receiver, number 5, Reese Reynolds, went right through his hands and almost dropped right into the lap of Bracken Santos. And there's a little bit of a break for Gunnison as the quarterback, Hunter Whitney for Gunnison, threw a perfect ball on a little slant route out from the left side. And unable to come down with it was Reese Reynolds. That'll bring up now 2nd and 10 for Gunnison. So a wide open kind of pro set here for the Gunnison Bulldogs as they go from the shotgun. 1 man in the backfield, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And so we'll see if he tries to get rid of this thing quick. This time he goes up top. It's a slow one, and it is almost picked off again as number 3, Ty Jones, from that safety position gets over quick, as Hunter Whitney left that ball in the air a little too long as it hung, and Ty Jones almost got there on the interception. He breaks up the pass play. It'll bring up now 3rd and 10 for Gunnison as they start out with 2 pass plays in a row. And as we mentioned, a lot of passes put in the air for the Gunnison Bulldogs. As we mentioned, he's put up 135 attempts, completing 49 of them for almost 1,000 yards and averaging 19 yards of completion. So he puts up the ball quite a bit as Whitney now in 3rd and 10. This time he's going to hand off up the middle, and he's hit right there at the line of scrimmage, but a good job by the ball carrier for Gunnison. He picks up 2 or 3 as he broke a couple of tackles as South Summit was in there quickly, and it looks like it's going to bring up 3rd and long as it looks like Hunter Angel is coming off, and it looks like his leg is hurt a little bit. Hunter's trying to walk it off as he's had a bad right knee, and he's trying, unable to do it, and it looks like number 45 for South Summit will check into the ball game. That's Porter Fitzgerald, and nope, now he will come off. And they'll readjust on this punt play as South Summit now will get the punt. Low liner, and it's bouncing out to the 40, out to the 41, so not a bad punt overall for Gunnison. They'll net about 30 yards, no return, as a couple of very dangerous South Summit punt returners, Tillett and Santos, both have had return touchdowns over the season. And so not a bad idea from Gunnison as they prevent any kind of return. They push South Summit out to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 now for South Summit at the Gunnison 40. South Summit leading 7-0. 10:09 left in this first quarter. And South Summit in a great spot to score again. As now Jones, he's looking left. This time he's going to go up high to Tillett. He's got Tillett deep. And Tillett's trying to break free, and he's just tripped up at the 3-yard line. So back-to-back fly routes from South Summit as Jones racking up big yardage already on the play. He's got to be close to 100 already on a 58-yard pass play. That one's about a 37-yard pass play. So into about 95 yards of passing in 2 plays. It's 1st and goal for South Summit inside the Gunnison 5-yard line. Ty Jones now is going to roll right, and he's got a man. And broken up a little bit as number 7 for Gunnison slides in, knocks the ball loose, does a good job for the Bulldogs, and it'll bring up now 2nd and goal from the 3. Ty was rolling right a little bit. He had Santos wide to the right, thought he could squeeze it in there in the middle, and Gunnison made a nice play to get a hand in the passing lane. Knocks the ball down. It'll be South Summit opportunity again. 2nd and goal inside the 5.
Thank you. We appreciate the fireworks.
Colby Averett back deep. Ought to probably key on him as this might be an opportunity for Colby. And they're going to hand off to Colby. He's fighting hard to get in the end zone, and he's going to be just short. Picks up about 2.5, and he'll be about a foot away from the goal line where it'll be 3rd and very short for South Summit to strike on their second play or second touchdown of the night. 9:33 left in the second quarter or first quarter. Miles bringing the play in for the Wildcats. And a lot of options South Summit can do right here, probably this close. Rely on that tough offensive line up front. Probably try to punch it in right early. We'll see what Jones does. This time he's going to roll right. He's got a man, and it's going to be caught there. Matthew Brady tipped it just a hair, able to get the deflected pass off his own hands. Drops in, touchdown South Summit, and South Summit now up to a 13-0 lead on consecutive touchdowns on their first 2 offensive series, and it's a 13-0 lead on touchdown passes consecutively by Ty Jones. Harley Georgie now will try the extra point again. And a great start here for South Summit on homecoming week as Georgie's extra point is up, and it's good. Just snuck inside the right upright. So with 9:07 left, first quarter, South Summit out to a good early lead, 14-0. All right, it's Georgie again with a booming kick into the end zone, and it'll be Gunnison football at the 20. Jeremy, hey, pretty good game. A good way to start this first quarter.
The Wildcats are doing well. 4 of their last 5 offensive plays been passes. I don't think Gunnison was ready for that. I think they were thinking our run game was going to come straight at them, and here we go, attacking through the air.
Great point. South Summit comes out with a lot of pass opportunities and convert on all but one of them. So Ty Jones throwing the ball well to a lot of guys that can catch the ball. Tight end Matt Brady gets the touchdown on the last series. It's a 14-0 lead for South Summit as now Gunnison comes on a nice counter. Good play there by Gunnison as a fake pitch left, and he comes back with a counter play up underneath. Picks up 5 good yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Gunnison.
Good team tackle there by South Summit. They had everybody swarming to the ball.
Great linebacking crew, great defensive crew all the way around. Speed, size, and good front four up front as you got Brady, Costona, and on that right defensive end side is
Miles?
Ethan Miles, yes. So, 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs as Whitney now getting the snap, and he's going to look left. Got some time. Goes across the middle. Great pass again there as Whitney puts the ball right on the money. Unfortunately for Gunnison, slips right through the hands of Connor Caldwell. Would have been a first down on a nice little post route. Unable to execute the catch. It'll be 3rd down and 5 now as Whitney's looked good throwing the ball.
Yeah, his receiver, that ball was right on his hands, but I think he saw the feet of Colby Averitt coming right at him. And
Tell you what, yeah, it's hard. Sometimes those receivers coming across the middle, especially with the big, athletic, strong interior for South Summit, you got to look for green guys coming at you hard. That ball was a little bit over his head, just about shoulder, well, helmet width. You get those ribs exposed a little bit, and you got linebackers and safeties coming at you hard. You get a little gun shy. And Whitney now will toss left, and he's got some room. He's got a chance to get that first down, but that corner up there for South Summit comes up hard. He meets him just past the line of scrimmage. Looks like Gunnison's going to be short on the play, and it's going to be 4th and a long 4, short 5. And so Gunnison looks like they're in a punting situation again, as I think that was Quinn Zimmerman on that right corner. Usually that's Quinn on that right side.
I think Georgie was involved in that.
So good job there by the South Summit defense, and that's going to put Gunnison into a punting situation again. Another rugby-style punter, as we've seen a lot of rugby stylers from the college ranks, occasionally the pro ranks, but a lot of high school teams use this rugby look where he runs a couple, 3-4 steps to the right, gets a little momentum. This time the ball's pitched clear over his head. It's bouncing into the end zone, and it's going to be a ball on the ground. And I don't know if the Gunnison punter, he did get on it. Great job there by the Gunnison punter as the snap went 2-3 feet over his head, was bouncing into the end zone with South Summit guys breathing down him. He's able to get onto the football into the end zone, saves Gunnison 5 points as only 2 points go on the scoreboard for the safety. Unfortunately, Gunnison will have to punt again. So they lose 2 points on the ordeal. We'll punt now. From the 20, they can choose, obviously, to kick off from there as well, but it's going to be another South Summit opportunity to get good field position and add to this early 16-0 lead. Tough break there for Gunnison as they have had a hard time getting any kind of fluidity, any kind of flow here going offensively in this first quarter. We're close to halfway, 7:23 left in the quarter. South Summit has controlled both sides of the ball, and now Gunnison backed up again in a kicking situation. We'll see if they choose to punt or place kick it. And generally I've seen a lot of teams with good punters will punt this thing. They typically get a little more hang time, give their defense a little more time to get down and secure some defensive pressure. And so we'll see what Gunnison decides to do. So 16-0 lead. It looks like they are going to place the ball down on the ground. So they are going to put it on the tee. So this time South Summit will move up about 20 yards from a normal kickoff, exactly 20 yards, as the normal kickoff position is the 40. They're kicking off from the 20 now. So Santos and Tillett waiting at the 32, 33-yard line. And so the kickoff, end over end, it hits a South Summit man, and it's taken up front by number 22 for South Summit. That's Hunter Reese, and he will take the ball up inside to the 40-yard line. Good job there by Hunter to secure the fumble as it went off an up man of South Summit. That's the danger if you're South Summit up that close and they squib a liner and it hits off one of those upper men. takes a good bounce into Hunter. Hunter gets a chance to return the football, and it'll be 1st and 10 for South Summit at the 40.
That was good hands by Hunter there. That ball just showed up out of nowhere. He still returned it for about 5 or 6 yards.
Did a great job, as often some of those guys never really anticipate getting that ball. A lot of them just go straight to the knee or a little confused as to what to do. Hunter did a great job as, again, Jones is back to pass. He's going to heave up to a wide-open Santos, and Santos again! Ty Jones from 40. He got under a little bit of pressure, rolled right, laid one up to the streaking Santos again, and Santos catches a 40-yard touchdown. 3 touchdown passes in a row for Ty Jones as he's close to 140 yards in the air already tonight, having an unbelievable game as Santos brings in another deep pass. South Summit in control early. It's 22-0 with 5 minutes gone in this first quarter, and things going well for the Wildcats. Georgie's kick is down and good, and it's a 23-0 lead for South Summit.
I should have started Ty Jones on my fantasy league team this week.
He'd rack up some big points as South Summit, like you mentioned, is all over Gunnison in the air. And what a nice, refreshing opportunity for the Wildcats to show that, hey, we can run, we can return, we can pass, we can catch. Good job, South Summit. As on homecoming week, they're out to a good 23-0 lead. All right, little update we got from Mr. Greiner on the injured Gunnison player. Apparently he had a seizure on the play, and they think they have him stabilized, so they were not forced to transport him to a medical facility. So that's good news for Gunnison. That they, needless to say, is nothing more serious than, unfortunately, a seizure in his case, but probably good news in the long run. So glad things have gone well for him. South Summit, big kick from Harley Georgie. It'll be South Summit defending again with Gunnison at their own 20. And Gunnison will get another chance, desperately needing to get something going offensively, as they've yet to get a first down. Have had a couple of good pass plays that could have been completed, unable to come down with a couple of catches. It'll be 1st and 10 again for Gunnison.
Hard to catch the ball at the speed of this South Summit defense here. They're just swarming no matter where it is.
There's just not a lot of room often, as we'll see if Hunter can get a little help from these receivers. He's going to go right this time, and this time the ball sails over the receiver's hands, and trying to come down with the diving catch.
Looks like number 11.
Is number 11, Halen Rockhill. Back over there on that corner spot for South Summit with rival Zimmerman here on the left spot. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for South Summit. And Gunnison has gotten a couple of plays where they've gotten 4 or 5 yards. A good counter they ran. Had a couple options on the pitch play left, but not really able to get much going here offensively as they stay in the shotgun. Stay in the wide open set. And Whitney will have to get rid of the ball quickly again. As Hunter Whitney gets the snap, he's rolling left under some pressure, and he's swarmed down. He's going to be sacked. 5-yard loss as South Summit gets him quickly. That's number 44, Daxton Hansen, in there quickly, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long for Gunnison. Ball just keeps going in the wrong direction for these Bulldogs. 3rd and 15 as we're just almost halfway through this first quarter. And really couldn't have started much worse for Gunnison, as they were coming off a big win last week, and things went well against ALA last week as they put up 42 points. Had a nice convincing win, winning their 2nd ball game of the year. As we mentioned, coming into the game 2-3. and trying to get their third win of the game. They got a big hole to get out of here as Whitney trying to scramble out of pressure. He dumps the ball off early. It's going to be caught right about the 24, 25-yard line. He'll pick up 8-9 yards on the play. Unfortunately, that sack put Gunnison deep in the hole, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 7 for Gunnison. They'll be in a punting situation again.
Flag on the play down there on the sideline.
That looks like may get their first down. So a flag on the play, and the flag is going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer on South Summit. So that will give Gunnison 15 yards added on to the end of that play. So some breathing room for the Gunnison Bulldogs as they march the ball all the way out to the 38-yard line. So with the play and the penalty, a gross of 27 or, well, let's see, about 23, 24 yards on the play. So nice movement of the ball for Gunnison. 1st and 10 at their own 38. We're exactly halfway through this first quarter. As in the shotgun, Hunter Whitney got some time this time. He's got to get rid of it. He sells it up high. It's up for grabs and a fight for the ball. Zimmerman looks like he might have come down with it. Interception by Quinn Zimmerman as he went up high and got the ball as it was a jump ball into double coverage. And Quinn Zimmerman comes down with the play. Another turnover for South Summit. It looks good news. Hunter Angel's back into the ball game. It looked like he's able to walk off that injury he came out for on the last offensive series. So it'll be South Summit football again on the interception from Quinn Zimmerman. Ball is at the 40-yard line. Jeremy, you think they go for a deep play again on the air?
Might as well. We've got nothing to lose.
It's worked well so far.
That interception was able to happen because the pressure from Thomas Pace and Matthew Brady on that quarterback. He had to get rid of it too fast and throwed it up for grabs.
It almost looked like they hit him a bit as he threw it because that ball came out wobbling and it hung in the air quite a while. Quinn Zimmerman takes advantage. It's a turnover to South Summit. 1st and 10 at the 40. Timeout Gunnison. We'll take one here on the field. South Summit leading 23-0. All right, 5:39 left in this first quarter. Zimmerman gets the handoff, and he's got some room. He's outside. He's got one man to beat. He's up the sideline at the 30, the 25. He's going to go all the way. Quinn Zimmerman comes off an interception and takes the handoff and goes 60 yards. Quinn Zimmerman, great cutback run. And now it's getting ugly quickly as it's a 29-0 lead for South Summit, and we're still halfway into this first quarter, 5:25 left, and South Summit now being able to do pretty well what they want on the offensive side is the speed of Zimmerman and the blocking of that up front line. Springs a big hole. It's touchdown South Summit again.
Gotta love when you get rewarded for your hard work.
Amen. Great job. Execution again as South Summit's looked incredibly sharp offensively. Another kickoff or kick by Georgie. It's good. He's 4 for 4 on the night. It's a 30-0 lead for the South Summit Wildcats on homecoming night. We're back on homecoming night. Jeremy Fierro, Cody Bowen bringing you homecoming edition, South Summit football, as South Summit has put up 30 points in 6 minutes and 35 seconds. And they've had the ball 4 times. They've converted on 4 long offensive plays, a 60-yard run, Quinn Zimmerman, about a 40-yard pass play to Tillett, and 2 45 to 50-yard pass plays to Bracken Santos. Well over 200 yards of offense so far, and South Summit leads big, 30-0. This time Georgie kicks one up high, gives Gunnison an opportunity to return the football. It's fielded at the 15, and he's met there by 3-4 South Summit defenders. They drive him back at about the 18-yard line. They'll give him forward progress. It'll be 1st and 10 for Gunnison, just inside their own 20. Good coverage there by South Summit, staying in lanes, closing it down, giving him no opportunity to cut anything back. And they shut him down early, and then Gunnison one more time on their 5th possession of the night have got to get something going, as this game is quickly getting out of reach.
They started to on the last drive till they heaved that one up, so hopefully they can get a little more consistency going here.
And like you mentioned, protection's a key in this passing attack. Let's see if this offense can give him a little protection. This time a nice little run up the middle, and if Gunnison could establish a little bit of a run offense, it would certainly slow down the pressure of that front 4 and would be able to put that defensive secondary. They would have to come up and defend that run play a little bit, which might open a little more lane for the receivers. So nice play there by Gunnison. Looks like he's going to pick up 4 or 5 on the play as the running back, McCade Cox, gets 5. So a nice little play there from Gunnison. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Good situation for the Bulldogs. And Hunter Whitney now. He hands off again, and again he picks up a yard or 2, and he's up close to the 25-yard line. As now it'll bring up 3rd and about a long 3, short 4, so consecutive run plays for Gunnison. And they certainly could use a first down as they try to slow this South Summit offense down a little bit. And one good way to do that is maintain possession of the ball offensively. And we'll see what Gunnison comes up with on 3rd and 3.
I'd like to see a little short pass here. He's been throwing the ball long the whole game. Let's just try and pick up a couple yards. Keep that offense rolling for Gunnison.
So ball sets just across the 25-yard line. Started at the 18, picked up 7 on the play, and this time Whitney's back, and this time he doesn't have time. 3-4 defenders are all over Whitney. He's driven back, and now he'll lose that 5-6 yards, and he will now be back to about the 19-yard line. So no time at all as South Summit sails out on the defensive pressure. They brought 3-4 linebackers. They're giving Whitney no time to throw the ball. It'll bring up punting situation again. Last time Gunnison tried to punt. The ball sailed over the punter's head, led to another South Summit touchdown. And so we'll see if they can execute a little better this time as Santos and Tillett back for the Wildcats, standing right at midfield.
Credit that sack to Ethan Miles.
This time he gets the punt underway, but it looks like they're going to blow it dead as it looked like there was movement up front. And so they blow the play dead, and they will move it 5 yards against the Wildcats. So it'll bring up 4th and about 4 again. Ball back to about where it was before he was sacked. Unfortunately, lost the play on the sack. So again, Gunnison will stay in the punting situation. So the clock winds. We're 3 minutes into this first quarter, or 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Gunnison with the rugby, gets it up, and it's blocked. Blocked right there by Quinn Zimmerman. Flies in and gets his body on top of that flying ball off the foot of Gunnison. And once again, Gunnison having a hard time getting a punt off as Zimmerman blocks the punt. It's 1st and goal, South Summit, inside the 10-yard line.
That's a heck of a game for Quinn so far. He's already played a complete game, if you ask me. We're only...
He's got a 60-yard run. He's got an interception. He's got a blocked punt and a couple of great tackles from that corner spot as Quinn Zimmerman making the most of his homecoming senior edition. And South Summit's right back in business. 1st and goal inside the 10 as Jones now is going to go left, and Averett scrambles for a couple of yards as he breaks a tackle or two. He's inside the 1-yard line. He's close to scoring, It'll be second and goal at the 1 as he tiptoed his way, broke a couple of tackles, and now South Summit knocking on the door again.
And once again, who's in there being his lead blockers, clearing the way? Quinn Zimmerman.
So many options for this offense for South Summit. And always up front, good offensive line work from this South Summit team. There's a lot of options on second and 1 as Jones is going to pitch out 2. Is that Zimmerman again? Averett. Colby Averett this time gets in on the action as he gets his first touchdown of the night. And Colby Averett now extends this lead to 36-0 with 2:08 left, first quarter. Lots of fireworks happening, as if you can hear them. As not many times we get the fireworks, but occasionally we'll break them out for homecoming, and they sound great. And hopefully they brought a lot of fireworks because a lot of touchdowns so far in this first quarter. 36-0 lead, and Georgie will now kick extra point it again, his 6th one on the night. And the ball is down. Looks a little right. Just snuck in. Georgie again. 6 for 6 on the night. And it's a 37-0 lead. Actually a 5th touchdown of the night. 5 for 5 for Georgie. 37-0 South Summit. .208 left, first quarter. Homecoming night at South Summit. South Summit having their way here in this first quarter. It's a 37-0 lead, and Georgie's kick will boom out of the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 again for Gunnison at the 20.
Boy, Georgie's got a big, powerful leg, doesn't he?
He booms it. That makes me wonder because I watch a lot of NFL college games, and often those college professional kickers aren't kicking it as deep as Georgie does. Now, granted, many of those kickers aren't kicking at 6,700 feet, but still, nonetheless, a booming kick by Georgie. And he's kicking them out of the end zone, not just into the end zone. So great job there by Harley Georgie. It's 1st and 10, Gunnison.
That's what happens. But I remember many times the past couple of years walking outside by this field, and the only person out here is Georgie working on his kicks. So all his hard work's paying off. Hopefully, maybe he'll get to take it to the next level sometime.
So up underneath the counter play, nicely done, picks up 2 to 3 yards. Is coming up to trip him up there is number 32, Colby Averett. Read the play, stayed at home, and does a good job as Gunnison picks up 3. Last couple of drives, they've had a little luck here running the football, picking up 3-4 yards apiece, and need to continue to try to do that as South Summit starts sucking up this defense little closer and closer to the line with each run and with each incompleted pass. So staying with 3 men up front and 4 linebackers, this time 4 in the secondary with that open set. And Whitney this time is going to come up underneath, and he's going to be brought down with the sack. And it's going to be
27,
I believe, is Luke Sidaway coming in there, as well as Matt Brady putting the pressure on for South Summit. He'll lose 4 or 5 yards, and once again, it's 3rd and 12 for Gunnison. Gunnison again having a hard time this first quarter as this thing continues to roll. We're under 1 minute, 56 seconds. And they're taking their time here as they walk up to the line. 3rd and 12. Whitney back deep again. And Whitney now is trying to throw to his left. It's picked off. And he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, South Summit. That's Porter Fitzgerald with the pick six as he slid right into the passing lane. And Porter Fitzgerald with the defensive score and 43 points in this first quarter. Unbelievable by South Summit as they're able to score often and early. And Georgie one more time comes out for the extra point.
The energy and the speed of this South Summit team is just unreal.
And it's deep as well. I mean, Porter comes in and steps right in and does incredibly well as it's the deep, talented, very equipped group to do well in 2A football. As Georgie kick again, looks good. And it's a 44-0 lead with 36 seconds left in this first quarter. We're back here. South Summit High School. South Summit out to a 44-0 lead. And one more time as Harley Georgie has had a lot of work in this first quarter. He's kicked 6 extra points. He's kicked 6 kickoffs. And has played some good defense as well as a lot of guys getting a lot of big plays early in this game, as it seems like the entire game has been played here, right? And fortunately for Gunnison, on around their own 20, they've had a difficult time punting the ball and have had a difficult time moving the ball, as South Summit's taking every advantage and every opportunity to score often and quickly. And at some point, things have got to change here a little bit, or this thing will really drag on here as Whitney tries to go across the middle, and there we go. Nice play there by Gunnison. Good throw and a great catch by Connor Caldwell. Best play of the game right there for Gunnison. Exactly what they need. Great throw, great catch. He'll pick up 13, 1st and 10, Gunnison.
That's the first down they've had all game besides that personal foul.
Just what they need right there. Great job on the route and the play as Whitney put it right on the numbers. Caldwell doing a good job securing it. 13-yard pickup for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10. It's like South Summit looking to bring some pressure. Averett comes on the blitz. Whitney fires one up, and it's picked off. And it's intercepted right at midfield by South Summit.
26.
And
Is that
that's
Georgie?
Harley Georgie, number 25, with the interception. And Georgie's big night continues. 3rd interception now for South Summit. And another turnover from Gunnison, and South Summit will have the ball right at midfield. And with that, the first quarter has ended, so we'll take a break. On the last play of quarter number 1, Harley Georgie with the interception. It's South Summit football right at midfield. So a good place to switch ends right at midfield is you just got to face the other direction. It's South Summit first down. And Ty Jones under some pressure. He's going to scramble this time and tries to get across midfield. Good pressure there by Gunnison as they have 4 men on Ty Jones as they flushed him out of the pocket as he was looking deep off the left side to Santos. Unable to get it off. He picks up about 2.5 yards on the play. Does a nice job on the coverage as well as the pressure from Gunnison. It's 2nd and 8 for South Summit.
Good choice by Ty Jones there not to throw it into that coverage.
Yeah, it's okay occasionally to pull the ball down, pick up 2. They're going to keep it now as Jones is off the left side. He's got some room. He'll pick up the first down. He's crossed the 40 to the 36-yard line. He'll pick up about 13 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 South Summit at the Gunnison 36. So South Summit here taking a little longer on this drive as Gunnison doing a better job of preventing big plays. And South Summit now will go 1st and 10 from the 36. 2 men wide to the right. Santos goes in motion. And Jones pitches out to Santos. Santos has got a little room. Great tackle there by Gunnison. As great job by number 35 from Gunnison. That's Zach Christensen. Came up, tripped him up, held him to about a 6-7 yard gain, which sounds like a lot, but he had a lot of room early. Closed the gap quickly. And it'll be 2nd and about 2 to 3 for South Summit. Bracken Santos having a big night as well. He's got some good yardage, both running and catching the ball, mostly on a couple of deep passes from Jones. And Jones now will keep again, and he pulls it out. Another great tackle there by Gunnison's number 26 for Gunnison. Another great tackle, Colton Holder. So that's going to be just enough, it looks like, for the first down. But a good play nonetheless for Gunnison as they hold Jones to about a 3-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and 10 nonetheless at the 26-yard line. And South Summit will continue to march the ball, this time taking a little time off the clock as they do it. Averett this time on the play. And he's out close to the 20-yard line. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. And he'll bring up now 2nd and 5 for South Summit.
It's the 3rd time we've been in the red zone here. Every time we're down. Oh, we're not quite there yet. But I think it's time to keep giving it to Colby Averett. Let him pound the ball down the middle.
And there really hasn't been a negative play yet offensively. Haven't been able to stop much that South Summit's done this far. They have slowed them down this drive. This time they'll hand off to Averett again off the left side. Good open hole. And he's scrambling inside. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. Goal to go for the Wildcats. As you called it right on the money, Averett this time off the left-hand side. Picks up good yardage. Picks up 17. It'll be 1st and 10 South Summit.
He's such a hard-nosed, tough runner. Love watching him hold that football.
Yeah, it's been fun watching Colby play these last couple of years.
He's just a junior, isn't he?
He is a senior this year. Yep. Senior this year, unfortunately, but still got half a season left. And Colby this time held to about a 2-yard pickup. So Gunnison plugging the middle up as Averett unable to advance the ball much. It'll bring up now 2nd and goal from the 8. So a little bit of a different type of drive for the Wildcats as it's been big strike early. This time, as you mentioned, pound and grind it out. And fortunately on that clock, burning some good clock to shorten this quarter up, as that first quarter was a 44-0 lead. And this time taking up a few minutes here on this drive as inside the 10, Zimmerman goes in motion. Jones gets the snap. He's got a pitch man if he wants him. He'll tuck it under, and Jones will get into the end zone. Ty Jones on the offensive touchdown. He'll punch it in from 8, and it's a 50-0 lead for South Summit. So like you said, 6'8", 12 yards a pop for the Wildcats. And Ty Jones breaks it into the end zone with 7:52 left. And one more time, Georgie out to kick for the Wildcats. And the ball is down. Kick is good again. Georgie has been perfect on 7 touchdowns, 7 extra points, 2 points on a safety. South Summit's at the century mark. It's a 50-0 lead with 7:52 left, second quarter. Harley Georgie will kick off for South Summit into the south end zone this time. And ball will sail right to about the soccer line. Deep into the end zone, 5 yards deep. It'll be 1st and 10 for Gunnison. Been a long first half thus far. 1 hour in. 50-0 lead. A lot of games throughout the state. Several that has some interest to us as we'll look at the schedule. In the 2A North, Layton Christian has beaten American Leadership 32-0, and Summit Academy and Millard still tied at 0 entering the second quarter. Beaver leading San Juan 17-7. So that's an interesting to look at, providing that South Summit went down and really handled Beaver pretty well on their own home court or field. So this time Whitney will pull it up. He's got some time. Nice pass there by Whitney. Great pass play. Caught there right on the sideline by number 5, Reese Reynolds. Good play from Gunnison. They pick up 23, 24 yards on the pass play. Beautiful ball right on the sideline, right into the belly of Reynolds, and it'll be 1st and 10, Gunnison.
It was a great pass right through 3 defenders. He had one spot to throw it, and he put it there.
When Hunter Whitney has time, he's been able to deliver the ball on the money, and he'll be over 1,000 yards for the season throwing the football. So he's plenty capable. If he can get some time, he's able to move this ball a little bit for Gunnison. So once again, 1st and 10 for Gunnison as Whitney looking right this time, and he's got another man on the little comeback route at the 50-yard line. He'll pick up about 7 yards, consecutive pass plays from Gunnison as Zimmerman unable to get there in time as that ball hung a little bit, but it was a nice sharp cut on the route, distancing the receiver from Zimmerman a little bit, and Hunter delivers it right on the money again from Gunnison. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs.
I didn't notice before, Hunter's a southpaw, isn't he?
Yep, throws from that left side. He's got a nice little delivery. How old is Hunter? He's just a junior, so a good sign for Gunnison that he'll be back with a lot of experience and a lot of success throwing the football. As Whitney again this time, he's looking right. This time he's going to go down. Pressure from South Summit. Ethan Miles along with, looks like Costona or Brady.
Costona.
Yep, Chris Costona and Ethan Miles on the pressure. They're going to sack Whitney, and he'll lose about 3-4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 7 at the Gunnison 46. So if Gunnison could just give him a little bit of time, but a tough up front. And the challenge with that 3-man front is you never know what linebacker's coming. So these linemen have got to read on the fly from what area. It could be Averett coming up the center. It could be Hanson. It could come several of them. It might be Sidaway off the left side. It might be Georgie off the right side. It's just a tough thing for this Gunnison offense to be able to adjust to. This time Whitney has got a man up deep and just off the left hand. Beautiful ball there by Whitney. as number 5, Reese Reynolds, was able to get just one hand, his left hand, off the left shoulder. Needed about 6 more inches to bring that one in. It'll bring up 4th down for Gunnison.
Looked like a pass interference to me.
Oh, they do have a penalty. So flag down. So what did they say the call was? I just saw that they pointed against South Summit.
It's a sideline warning against South Summit. We need 4th down.
So what was it? Sideline warning?
Yes.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning was what the flag was, which has no penalty on this first time, but the next one will be a penalty. So that puts Gunnison in a 4th down situation. They haven't had much luck punting, so they're going to go for it. 4th and 7, and Whitney's got some time, and he's got a man out. Nice job from Reynolds. He's going to pick up the 1st down as he caught the ball at the 46-yard line, drove back into about the 43, 46, 47-yard line, but they'll give him forward progress. Gunnison needed 8. They got about 9. Great job by Gunnison as they get another 1st down off the pass play, and now they're in South Summit territory for the first time on the evening. And great job there by the Bulldogs converting on 4th down in their own territory.
Took a chance there, and it paid off for sure, but I guess when you're down 51, taking a chance is not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, I mean, the punting has been very difficult on them so far as they've had them blocked. They've had to go over their head. This time Whitney is going to be drugged down. Great job by Brady off that left defensive spot, but a flag comes in. It looks like they may get a horse collar on him as Brady reached around on the back trying to drag Whitney down, and we'll see if he got too high up on the shoulder pads.
Ball came loose, and Porter Fitzgerald picked it up as well, so we'll see what happens.
Homecoming royalty and their parents down by the arch.
So officials conferring over there on the Gunnison side of the field. And they threw the flag right on the tackle, which generally means it's something on the defensive side. Depends on whether it was a face mask or a horse collar or something. Personal foul, face mask on South Summit. So that'll move 15 more yards. And so Gunnison now, with the help of a penalty here, gets another 1st down, and they'll march the ball down to nope, they won't give them a 1st down as it was quite a ways back in the backfield. So 15 yards now will give them 2nd down. Ball at the 1st down.
About 5 to go.
Okay, 1st and 5. Ball's at the 41-yard line. 4:30 and counting in this half. Has a lot of pressure coming from South Summit. They bring all the backers, gives a little room, and the ball is picked off, and he's got one man to beat. It's the quarterback. Whitney turns him back, does a nice job to allow for Gunnison defenders to get there. Don't know how he got that ball, but somehow he comes out with the interception.
Santos.
And that is Santos on the interception, and another senior having a big night on homecoming night as he comes up with the interception, and it's 1st and 10, South Summit.
That happened so quick, it looked like Santos was going to hit him for the tackle. Next thing you know, he's running down the field with the ball in his hand.
I don't know if that ball popped out or if it just snuck in there, and it looks like there'll be a timeout on the field as you got a Gunnison player down. We'll take one on the field as well. South Summit comes off another interception. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the Gunnison 21-yard line.
first and 10 off the
First and 10 for South Summit, 4:11 left, second quarter. South Summit threatening again, just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. Ty Jones, a quick pass over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman's trying to get to the corner, and he gets a tackle out of bounds, and he's going to pick up about 13 yards on the play. The ball's inside the 10-yard line. He's drug out at about the 8. It'll be first and goal for South Summit. And Ty Jones delivering the ball well tonight, right on the money. I couldn't tell if that one was backward or not. That's either a run play for Zimmerman if he was behind, or the ball was thrown backwards, or it is a forward pass for passing yardage. Nonetheless, 13-yard play for South Summit. Now they move into a little bit different set. Okay, 3 front linemen, 3 to the left. They'll go out left. This time the ball's down, and it looks like it was a backward pass. There's a scramble for the ball as it's bouncing around over on the Gunnison sideline. And we'll see what they call is a little kind of a screen pass, kind of a wide receiver flanker screen off to the left side, as they had 2 linemen in front of a receiver on the left, 2 linemen in front of a receiver on the right, and 3 linemen in front of Ty Jones in the middle. And they go to the left, and it looks like they're going to call it a forward pass, which prevents a fumble from happening. And so they'll go back to this formation, trying some new things out. Good night to try it. So they go back to it again. Zimmerman's out behind 2 linemen on the front. And now in motion comes, who is that runner? Tillett gets the ball, and he's going to be close to getting in the end zone. Touchdown, Aaron Tillett, as he comes all the way from the left side, goes in motion, gets the handoff from Jones, sneaks his way 8 yards into the end zone, and it's a 57-0 lead for the Wildcats.
2 good plays by Tillett in a row there. That ball was on the ground. It looked like a backward pass, that last one, but he hit the defender trying to pick up the ball out of bounds, so they couldn't turn it over. And he comes back and runs up for 8 yards for the touchdown on the next play.
So everybody getting into the act here as another snap is up, and Gunnison man hits the kicker, and they're going to get a flag as well. The kick was good, I believe. And providing all as well, they'll probably decline that. Roughing the kicker, and that'll probably be assessed on the kickoff. And it's a 58-0 lead. We'll take a break. South Summit leading big. .325 left, second quarter. South Summit leading 58-0. It's homecoming night after a busy week of activities, a fun week, and a competitive week through all the activities. And it's going to come down to a close call tonight with things like the parade, and apparently there's some dance-off. It's Georgia this time, squib ones up the middle. It's taken by Reynolds at the 5. And he gets out across to about the 18-yard line. So a little something different that time for South Summit, giving that defensive coverage team a chance to actually do their job on a kickoff, as Georgie makes it pretty boring for a kickoff team. But this time South Summit gets the chance to cover one, and they'll get it out to the 18-yard line, Gunnison, where it'll be first and 10.
Good special teams tackle there by Anderson. wrapped him up, tore him straight to the ground.
So Gunnison now has had a little more success the last couple of drives, passing the ball from Hunter Whitney. And we'll see if they can't sustain a little bit of a drive here. 3:18 left in the first half. And Whitney now is going to roll a little bit to his right, pulls up, hit as the ball is in the air, and Daxton Hansen dives and is almost able to get the deflected pass. It slips out of his hands. It'll be incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Man down.
This time it looks like he may be shaken up a little bit as he's been, he pops back up. Tell you what, he's got to be a tough kid because he's taken a lot of shots tonight under continual pressure. And that's a tough break for Gunnison if he's going out, because he's been a trooper out here fighting on as it's certainly stacked against him, and he's delivered some great balls when given the time. And so it's going to be 2nd and 10 for for Gunnison at the Gunnison 18-yard line. As Gunnison has had a few players bumped and bruised, and hopefully both teams can escape any kind of serious injury tonight, as we got a new quarterback into the ball game. Number 14 looks like is going to hand off up the center, and he's going to pick up some good yardage. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4 on the play, and it'll bring up now 3rd and 6 for Gunnison.
24 with a handoff.
Number 24, Gunnison. I don't see him here on the
he's
list.
not on the program, number 24. I'm trying to decide who the quarterback is. I said number 14. They don't have him listed as.
No, 24 is the quarterback that came in.
Oh. Okay, so 24 is not listed on our program. New quarterback, as Whitney was shaken up a little bit. This time he's going to pitch right, and it looks like it's Reynolds this time. Number 5, I believe. Or is it number 6? Chad Ellett. Okay, good. Chad Ellett gets the pitch, and he's going to pick up 3 or 4, and it's going to bring up now 4th and 4 for Gunnison. 2:10 and counting on the clock. Gunnison last time with a 4th and a 4 decided to go for it. Might be a little deep to do that right here, but like you said, punting game has not gone real well. So we'll see what they decide to do. That clock continues to run, and with the score, the clock will run a little differently in the second half. Will run much more frequently than it does in a typical half on incomplete passes and so forth. So 4th down. Gunnison appears like they're going to be going for it, and they are. Whitney's back in the game, and he throws one up deep, and that's going to be a penalty as South Summit tripped up number 5, Reese Reynolds, on a nice fly route, and once again, Hunter Whitney back into the ball game, lays up a beautiful pass, and Reynolds is a nice-looking receiver. He runs well. He's got to be 6'3", 6'4". Good target for the Bulldogs, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Gunnison on a pass interference play on the Wildcats.
That's 2 times they've gone for it on 4th down, and 2 times they've picked up the 1st down.
So good job for Gunnison. That ought to get them into that halftime and would give them a chance possibly to get a big play here. Reynolds a couple of times has been out ahead of the South Summit secondary, and possibly if they can get some one-on-one coverage, Reynolds has got the ability to break one big if they can give Whitney some time. And Whitney back into the ball game, fortunately for Gunnison, and hit hard. Daxton Hansen on the pitch will drive back the Gunnison running back, and he's going to lose. Looks like a couple is all, so ball goes back from the 39 back to about the 37-yard line. Good way to fill a hole there by number 44, Daxton Hansen.
I don't know, Cody. That hurt me just watching it up here.
I'll tell you what, he squared him up well, and once that hit occurred, there was 0 forward movement. I mean, it was a brick wall getting hit and was driven back. Nice tackle there by Hansen. It'll bring up now 2nd and 12. 43 seconds left in this half. And Whitney will take some time off this clock. Whitney now, he's looking to his left. Nice ball to Reese Reynolds. And once again, Reynolds, great weapon for Gunnison, picks up the first down, about a 14-yard pass play. Beautiful tight spiral there from Hunter Whitney on the little post route. And well done, Gunnison, as that clock will continue to run now. It'll be 1st and 10 with 25 seconds. We'll see if Gunnison wants to run another play. They don't have to if they don't want to. 18 seconds, and we'll see if they decide to snap one. It looks like they're going to, and Whitney now is going to roll to his left this time. He's got a man on the sideline. Ball's incomplete, just a little wide for Reynolds, and that will leave 7 seconds left on the clock. Bring up 2nd and 10 for Gunnison.
Boy, Reese Reynolds does a really nice job running those crossing routes through the middle of the field there. He knows exactly how deep to go to find the hole.
So a nice receiver there, Reynolds. Unable to get that delivery from Whitney. My guess is they'll go to him often again. And it's going to be probably the last play of the half. 7 seconds left. And Whitney now gets the snap. Got a little time this time. Now it's starting to close in. He's scrambling a little bit, finding some more time. He's going to deliver the ball deep. It's going up and falls incomplete as ball is knocked away by Quinn Zimmerman. And with that, South Summit will end this first half of homecoming week with a big, big lead. It's 58-0. A lot of festivities planned tonight during this halftime as a big half of football leads to a big halftime night, as they will mention homecoming royalty and many things. We'll take a little break as they start getting it set up. South Summit, a great first half. They lead 58-0. All right, as the homecoming royalty, you can see walking towards us here at halftime. The homecoming royalty for 2014 has King Colby Averett with Queen Shipley Taylor. So the homecoming king and queen for 2014 is Colby Averett, the king, and Shipley Taylor, the queen. Colby, the son of Jason and Missy Averett, and Shipley Taylor, the daughter of Paul and Sarah Taylor. And the attendance tonight, first attendance, Daxton Hansen, the son of Niall and Kim Hansen, and Erica Hansen, daughter of David and Linda Hansen. And second attendance, Eric Hicken, the second attendant to the king, son of Craig and Brenda Hicken, and Natalie Nichols, the second attendant to the queen, daughter of Joe and Donna Nichols. So great homecoming royalty this year. Congratulations to these 6 fine students. They've done a good job representing South Summit student body over homecoming this week. South Summit doing a little bit different kind of a homecoming dance this week, as they're having this year a semi-formal dance tomorrow night here at the high school. So a little more of a formal setting of a dance, and quite a few dates being arranged, I know. So it ought to be a fun night tomorrow night for homecoming to end the week on a nice dance. So again, one more time, the 6 students right out here in front: Colby Averett, Shipley Taylor, king and queen; Daxton and Erica Hansen, the first attendants; and Eric Hicken and Natalie Nichols, the second attendance. So there's your 2014 homecoming royalty for South Summit High School. And as you can see, their parents behind them as well. Fun night for these 6 individuals. Lots of great opportunities that this royalty has had this week to enjoy a great week for all involved here at South Summit. So we'll take a break with that done. 12 minutes left in the half. South Summit leading big, 58-0. All right, a great night of halftime at South Summit Homecoming Week, as many students performing. Drill team, dance company, cheerleaders, South Summit band. A great night with homecoming royalty. So a fun time here for halftime. As we start the second half, South Summit out to a big lead, 58-0. So a lot of substitutions again for the South Summit Wildcats here in this second half, as more kids getting more opportunity to play. That'll be a fun second half. Thanks for joining us. South Summit will be kicking off to Gunnison to start this second half. Some other scores around the state that we'd like to get to you that are proving to be somewhat interesting. As we mentioned earlier, Layton Christian beat American Leadership 32-0. Millard is beating Summit Academy 14-7 at halftime. Enterprise 35-0 over Grand in the second quarter. Parowan 10-0 over North Sevier at halftime. And now San Juan has bounced back out in the lead of Beaver 20-17 at halftime. North Summit is playing South Sevier in the crossover game, and they're leading South Sevier 33-7 at halftime as well. So those are the 2A teams in action tonight around the state, and several of them playing a huge role here in our region as a Millard and Summit Academy battling it out with a 14-7 game at halftime. So, and San Juan, ranked number 2, is 5-0 in the state, and they are beating Beaver just by 3 points, as Beaver had an early 17-6 lead. So a tight one with Beaver and San Juan. So some things to keep watching throughout the night as we see how this Friday night of football progresses. The South Summit will be kicking off, and this time for South Summit, number 24, Juan Rodriguez, will be kicking off for the Wildcats. Juan is a junior, 160-pound, 5'7" guy is Juan Rodriguez. Nice deep kick by Juan. It's fielded at the 10-yard line on the run by Gunnison, and he's got a seam, and Gunnison's got a chance across midfield. He's at the 40, the 30, down to the 25, and he's drugged down from behind on a nice catch-up tackle by number 27, it looks like. Luke Sittaway does a good job of keeping Gunnison out of the end zone on a great return, but there is a flag on the play, and we'll see what that penalty is. Looks like we got a holding on Gunnison. Tough break for Gunnison as they get a big offensive play on a huge hole up the center, but unfortunately a flag will bring that thing back. The flag is sitting right at the 37-yard line, so if that's where the hold occurred, then they'll have to move it back from there, and it'll be the Gunnison ball at around probably the 28, 27-yard line. We'll see where they put it. Generally 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and it looks like they will move it back to the 27, 28-yard line. 1st and 10, still the best field position off a kick that Gunnison has had thus far. So a lot of changes in for South Summit. We'll try to get those to you as we go, but a complete, for the most part, new defense for the Wildcats as we start the second half now. Clock will run for the most part continuously, so Whitney now on a little seam route and gets a little slant in, catches the ball, Gunnison does, at the 32-yard line. They'll pick up about 4 or 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. So Whitney continuing to throw the ball well and picks up a few yards to start this second half. Whitney at times looked really good in that first half, especially when that front line of Gunnison's was able to hold off this South Summit defense, give him a few seconds to find a receiver. And again, they go with this continual wide open set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Whitney drops back. He's got time. He's going out left, and the ball is going to be caught. And they will give it to him. It was real close whether it was going to hit the ground, but they give it to him right there. First down, Gunnison, right at the 39-yard line. Consecutive pass plays, 1st and 10. So, 39-yard line, go ahead.
That ball looked like it bounced a little bit, but it was too hard to tell. It'd be nice to bring in instant replay.
Yeah, it would be nice. Jeremy, that's something you can work on. You need about 10 more camera angles and instant replay.
I'm working on it.
Working on it. Doing a good job, has himself a good student staff up here working hard on several cameras and helping here in the booth. So they're doing a great job. 1st and 10, Gunnison. 10 minutes left in this third quarter. South Summit leading big, 58-0. And Whitney now is going to hand off. Now, ball is on the ground. It's bouncing around. And a scramble for it. It looks like Gunnison's going to get back on top of it. Fortunate break for the Bulldogs. There's a little trouble with the exchange from Whitney to the running back. And fortunately, Gunnison jumps on the loose ball. They even pick up a couple of yards. It'll be up 2nd and 8. Gunnison had a few too many turnovers for their liking, obviously, in that first half, primarily off interceptions. A lot of those were due to pressure put onto Whitney as he was often being hit as he delivered. And South Summit took advantage. I believe they had 4 interceptions in that first half. So it is 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Whitney gets the snap, got some time, goes across the middle, and the ball is almost intercepted by Luke Sidaway, number 27. Just sneaks out of his hands as he had to dive back a little bit. Went down to the ground, couldn't quite contain the ball in those hands. It'll bring up now 3rd and 8. Over here on this side is Brady Best, number 9. Try to get a few more numbers to you. 27 is the linebacker on the left side. That's Luke Sidaway, number 8. The safety is Matt Lee on this left side. And we'll try to get more as we go here. 3rd and 8 for Gunnison. And I'm sure Whitney will be looking to throw the ball again. And he's going to go out over the head of his receiver who just stepped back from the line. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. It'll bring up now 4th down and about 7. So we'll see what Gunnison does on 4th down. A couple of their best plays in the offensive end in that first half came off 4th downs. And we'll see if they choose to punt here or go on 4th and 8 from their own 41.
With this field position they have, I'm sure they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they've gone in more precarious situations than this, so it looks like they're going for it again. So 4th and 8, ball at the 41. And Whitney gets the snap. And he's looking over to the right side. He's got a man, and he's going to be just a hair short, it looks like. We'll see what kind of a spot they give him.
Very good spot from what it looks like.
It might be just enough. And it looks like they will spot it for a 1st down. And they give him the 1st down on the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Gunnison. As the Gunnison receiver did a nice curl, delivered well from Whitney. 1st and 10, Gunnison.
3 for 3 on 4th down conversions now, aren't we?
Yep, they've done well on 4th down. Could be their best play of the series on 1 through 4. 4th down has been quite successful. Gunnison now almost to midfield, 1 yard short. Whitney racking up some good offensive yardage from the passing end. Got to be close to 80, 90 yards right now from Whitney as he rolls left. He's got good time. He's going to deliver the ball, and it's incomplete. Good coverage there on the play by number 22, Hunter Reese. So it'll bring up now 2nd and 10. All right. So clock will continue to run here in this first half. As it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Nice to see all these new faces in here for South Summit, still giving them good pressure on the ball. And it's not very easy for them to run down the field, so that's good for the future of our team, if you ask me.
Getting some good experience. South Summit showing some pressure as the 4 linebackers come hard, and there's a break. Whitney's able to get it off. Nice play there by Gunnison, and he's got a chance to go down. He's got 1 man to beat. He cuts it back and just gets tripped up as Reese Reynolds, beautiful catch, able to break his way from coverage and had 1 man to beat, cut it back, stumbled a bit, trips himself up, and he's inside the 20. Great job there by Whitney. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. So South Summit will take a timeout on their heels a little bit. We'll take one as well. 5:48 left in this 3rd quarter. South Summit still leading 58-0. First and 10, Gunnison inside the South Summit 20 after a South Summit timeout. Gunnison now will get a little pass out to the left side. It's incomplete. Ball intended for number
35, I think.
35 on the play. Zach Christensen falls incomplete. It'll bring up second and 10 inside the 20. And a new South Summit D in there, as we mentioned. Getting hard to see numbers late here at night. But several of the JV players who played a game against Gunnison last night in Gunnison and won big. So getting a chance to go against this Gunnison varsity tonight. And Gunnison doing a good job moving the ball as Whitney with some time. Now he's able to get out of pressure once, and he's got some room. He's going to be across the 10-yard line. He cuts it back. He's close to the goal line. Great run there by Hunter Whitney as he was able to shake off a high tackle by South Summit. Ducked up underneath it, ran off to the left-hand side, picks up 16, 17 yards. It's going to be first and goal, Gunnison.
Great move by Whitney there. He was down for a 5-yard loss and turned that into a 16-yard gain.
I'll tell you, Hunter Whitney's been a trooper. He's been battling all night. It's good to see him have a little success here. And good challenge here for this South Summit second unit. Never know when one of these guys are going to be asked to step in. So good opportunity. It's first and goal for Gunnison. See if they can't get some points on the board. 4:13 left. Third quarter. Whitney looking left. Now he's under pressure. This time he's going to go down. And Whitney will lose 6-7 yards on the sack. Several South Summit players in on the tackle. That'll push the ball back to the 9-yard line, where it'll be now second and goal from the 9.
Number 67, I think that's Jackson Lee, was in there to wrap him up.
All right, Jackson Lee there on a nice tackle. Senior in there, number 67, getting a nice sack in the backfield along with a couple others with help. Is now Whitney pushed back to the 9. This time he's going to look right, and he's going to go. Hits right up off, and it's going to be intercepted. And he's now going to get himself out to the 10, to the 20. He's drug out of bounds. And the interceptor there is Luke Sidaway. Or is that Brady Best?
Luke Sidaway, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 27.
It was.
Luke Sidaway with the interception. And Luke Sidaway in the end zone picks off the batted ball as it went off the chest of the Gunnison offensive player, bounced in the air. Luke Sidaway was right there, able to bring it out to the 20. And Luke Sidaway gets into the interception stat tonight. I believe the 5th interception for the Wildcats. And a tough break for Gunnison as they were knocking on the door. And unfortunately for them, South Summit shuts that door on that opportunity. It'll be first and 10, South Summit.
Great job by that young defense. Down at the 1-yard line, and they held them.
All right. Now we got number
70, Ray Burrell all over him.
Who we got quarterbacking now? Number 8, Matt Lee this time quarterbacking for South Summit. As I saw, Zach Beasley had a little bit of a brace or something on his wrist. Shaken up a little bit in the game yesterday. So Matt Lee will take over the quarterback duties for South Summit. Matt Lee, a junior for the Wildcats, 5'6", 140-pounder. He's going to pitch left, and a good run cuts it back. Nice yardage for South Summit as he's across the 35 and still going all the way out to the 40-yard line. Great run this time by number 27, Luke Sidaway. And he'll get the first down, pick up good yardage, and that'll take the ball out to the 40. Good hard run there by Luke as he broke several tackles and just kept moving his feet and fell forward for good extra yardage there towards the end of the play. 1:46 left in this third quarter. South Summit now under the direction of junior Matt Lee. In motion goes Sidaway. He hands up the middle. And just getting to pick up a yard is going to be number 15, Isaac Tillett. Will get the handoff up the middle. And that'll bring up now 2nd and 9 from the 41. So coming in with the play, number 22 for the Wildcats, Hunter Reese. In South Summit now with that clock moving, starting to sustain a little bit of a drive after the interception by Sidaway. In motion goes number 9. And Brady Best cuts it back. Nice play there by Brady Best. He's going to pick up 6-7 yards. Takes the ball out to the 47 where it'll bring up third and two for South Summit. Ball close to midfield. Coming in with the play for South Summit, number 40 now, which I don't have a number for a 40. Is that? Dylan Peterson is number 40, I'm told. Bringing the play in, he's this left wide receiver for the Wildcats. Is Matt Lee now on the counter to Brady Bass. He's going to pick up the first down. Nice feet there by Brady. He's across midfield, out across the 40 to the 38-yard line. He's going to pick up about 14. Good run there by Brady Best. It's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Really like that counter play as a lot of motion goes to the left, and that left wing back comes up underneath, gets the misdirection, and goes hard right. It's the end of the third quarter. South Summit still leading 58-0. We're back to fourth quarter action. South Summit homecoming week. 58-0 lead for the Wildcats as they come up to Luke Sidaway, gets the handoff, and he's spun around. We'll pick up about 8 on the play. It'll bring up now 2nd and 2 for South Summit as Luke Sidaway doing a great job with some opportunities to run the ball tonight. Ball will be out to the 33-yard line, and South Summit doing a good job of continually marching the ball with whoever's in the game. New lineman Jesse Cummings into the ball game. Number 53 for South Summit. Jackson Clegg into the ball game. And Lee is going to keep. He's got some room, and he's got the corner. He's down to the 30 to the 25 and driven out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, Matt Lee, as he picks up the first down. Good job handling the ball as he held it in for a minute. Sucked that defense inside, pulled it out, kicked it out wide to the left, and picks up the first down.
Great depth by this football team here. It doesn't matter who's in there. They all know the game, they know what to do, and they all have speed and energy to do it.
Number 4, Ty Thornton now getting a chance to come in along with Dylan Peterson. Checking out for South Summit is number 27, Luke Sidaway.
Sidaway worked hard that third quarter. He deserves a little break.
Give him a little breather. And now Jackson, nice pitch to, nope, ball's on the ground, stripped out of there. Good job as Gunnison got their hands right on the ball and ripped it out. Brady Best right on the spot to jump on that loose ball. Maintain possession. South Summit will pick up 3 or 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring now 2nd down and 6. Trying to get a few more numbers of these new linemen in.
53, 57, 58, 65.
Okay, who's 58? Skylar McCormick still in at center. 55, Jared Blazard in as well.
Zach Delignola.
Along with Jesse Cummings. Zach Delignola. So a lot of new guys in for South Summit. 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats. Best gets the pitch left, and he's got a lot of room. He's got one man to beat, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. It looks like they may get a holding call as the wide receiver was blocking defensive back on that left-handed side, and it looks like that blocking, according to the official, turned into a little bit of a hold as Bess had a lot of room to run, and that penalty will negate a nice play by South Summit holding against the Wildcats. So that'll give South Summit another opportunity. Now it'll bring them back to the 28-yard line, which will, as a spot fell, moves it back as he did have the first down. So it'll bring up 2nd and 8 from the 23. 9:40 left in the ball game. 58-0 lead is South Summit. Very dominating first half. And up underneath to Bess. Bess is going to keep churning along. He's going to pick up close to 8 yards. He's right at the first down marker at the 15-yard line. And it'll be close to whether it's a first down. We'll see what the spot says. And Bess, good quick feet. And clock continuing to run. It looks like they're going to, haven't moved the chains yet. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and just a few inches to the first down.
Bess is just a junior, is that correct, Cody?
Yep, Brady Bess, just a junior, number 9, 5'9", 145-pound running back. This time they go up the middle. He'll pick up the first down, 2 yards. And running back on that play, number 45, Porter Fitzgerald. He'll pick up a couple. He'll move the chains. 1st and 10, South Summit. So inside the 15-yard line, South Summit can still get another first down before they score. Ball's at the 14, so the first down will be at the 4-yard line. And Matt Jackson doing a nice job here at quarterbacking these Wildcats as he keeps this time. And, Matt Lee picks up a couple of yards. He's going to be down to the 11-yard line. I'm getting Matt Jackson and Jackson Lee combined here. It's Matt Lee who is quarterbacking the Wildcats. Jackson Lee working his way in on the line as well, so sorry for the confusion. Matt Lee at the quarterback, picks up a couple, moves the ball out to the 11-yard line. It'll bring up now 2nd and a long 7-8. And a pitch out wide. Nice cutback, but a great tackle there by number 72 from Gunnison. That's McCoy Roberts. Held South Summit to no gain. In fact, he's going to lose a couple. Great play there by the Bulldogs. One of the few negative yardage plays South Summit has had on the night. So moves the ball back to the 15-yard line where it'll bring up now 3rd and 11 for South Summit.
That was a very fundamental tackle there, for open field tackle for McCoy.
Yeah, almost like he just reached out on the cutback, able to grab something. Hold on, pulled him down. Great play as they pitch out wide to Bess. Bess is trying to get the corner, and he's trying to cut it back. Gets knocked out of bounds right about the 10-yard line. Good lateral pursuit by the Bulldogs. And they'll hold South Summit to about a 5-6 yard gain as Bess gets the ball to the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up now 4th and about 7. And it looks like they're going to bring in the field goal unit. And we'll see who gets a chance to kick a field goal. Looks like they're going to bring out Georgie. Georgie's had a lot of opportunities to kick some extra points, but hasn't had a field goal opportunity. So it's going to be about a 28-yard field goal attempt. So 28 yards, ball sitting on the left hash. So Georgie's going to have to angle it right a bit. This will be a good opportunity for Georgie. See if he can put up 3 points from the field goal. Could make or break a game later on as Georgie's kick is up and it looks good. And no, it isn't. Just looks, I don't know which way it went. Looks like just barely to the right. Nice looking kick by Georgie. He misses it right, so it'll be a turnover from South Summit. And Gunnison now will get a chance. I believe that's the first time that points haven't been put on the board by the South Summit offense. So good job, Gunnison, holding South Summit out of the end zone. That'll give them 5:46 to try to put a drive together. They were knocking on the door of the last possession, and an interception in the end zone prevented any points from being put up. I'm sure this unit would like to keep that 0 up on the board. It's been a 0-0 half. And it looks like we got a little bit of an official timeout. Now South Summit will call a timeout. 5:26 left in this ball game. South Summit timeout, a little personnel confusion. We'll take one. And with 5.5 minutes left, South Summit still leading big. So 1st and 10 for Gunnison, 5:25 left, and Whitney's under a little bit of pressure, and he's going to be brought down. A lot of people in his face as he was trying to get rid of the ball to Reynolds on this right-hand side. And Whitney will go down with the sack. He'll lose 6-7 yards, and he pushes the ball back to the 15-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down for for Gunnison.
I love to see our second string hold their ground like this. They've been playing really well. They haven't let the Bulldogs score at all. Only got 4 minutes, 50 seconds left. That's a good sign.
So Gunnison at 2nd and 15. Whitney rolls a little bit to his right, sets his feet, delivers the ball, has got a man, nice catch. Right at the 35, trying to spin out of traffic. He's going to pick up 2 or 3 more yards. Gets the ball out to the 37, 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Gunnison.
Beautiful spiral by Whitney there. It's just a perfectly placed ball.
Yeah, there was a man about 4 or 5 yards in front of him and a man about 5 yards behind him. Whitney dropped it right in there. Beautiful catch, beautiful pass. Whitney did a great job of keeping his feet moving to buy a little more time. Got him set, delivered a strike. Nice, about a 23-yard pass play for the Bulldogs, and they are at 1st down again. 4:13 left in the ball game. And in motion comes a man, gives them trips to the left. Whitney now looking across the middle, and ball is caught. Beautiful, another catch. Went up into the air, in about 3-4 South Summit defenders. Great job there by Gunnison, moving the ball into South Summit territory. That's number 84, Connor Caldwell, for the Bulldogs, and it's 1st and 10. Gunnison into South Summit territory again. Wow, 2 consecutive beautifully thrown balls and caught balls by the Gunnison offense in what was pretty tight coverage again by South Summit. And now Whitney will drop back, got time again, steps up in the pocket, throws the ball up the right-hand side, and it was caught, but ball out of bounds, is unable to bring a foot down in fair territory over there, so it'll be incomplete. Brings up now 2nd and 10 for Gunnison. Another well-thrown ball by Whitney, just a hair too far out of bounds. So Whitney now putting the drive together. And this South Summit defense having to work hard to cover these pretty well-equipped Gunnison receivers. And as you can see, when Whitney gets some time, he's pretty effective in that pocket. As Whitney now this time will roll to his left. He cuts it back a little bit. He's got a man. Reese right there is caught, catches the ball at the 30, hit immediately. But another great catch by Reese Reynolds. He'll pick up 18 more. It's 1st and 10 Gunnison at the 30.
Like you said, as soon as Whitney has some time, he can put that ball right where he wants to. South Summit's got to bring a little more pressure if they want to affect his passing at all.
He's got great vision, it appears. He sees the field really well. He's got a nice quick delivery. His receivers are helping him out quite a bit. This time he's going to roll to his right. Comes down with the ball. Nice catch. Oh, he thought he had it. As he went to his knees, his ball was thrown a little bit behind him. Thought he came down with it. Unable to bring it in. Bring up now 2nd and 10. 2:13 left in the ball game. Gunnison trying to get points onto the scoreboard before this game runs out, and trying to hustle things along with the rule change with the score and the clock. Even on incomplete passes, clock continues to run. As Whitney now, flags come down as they blow the play dead. And it looks like we got a false start on Gunnison. It'll push him back 5 yards. It's really been a pretty clean game, Jeremy, as far as penalties go. There have been a few, but not what you would consider a flag-happy kind of a game, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, I think the refs were letting them play today.
So ball sits at the 35-yard line, right on the left hash. Whitney gets the snap. He's got time again. Pump fakes a little. Got a man across the middle, and it's too deep. Ball hits the ground. It's coming up from that safety spot is number 22, Hunter Reese, unable to get there quick enough. Ball falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 15.
That's the first throw I've seen Whitney miss this half. All the rest of them are pretty dang close.
Yep. Gunnison's going to take a timeout. 1:26 left as they try to get on the scoreboard. South Summit continues to lead 58-0. All right, 1:26 left in the ball game. Gunnison threatening. Ball's at the 35-yard line. They've had a nice drive. South Summit trying to put some pressure on Whitney. He's going to get out of their grasp. He's at the 30, at the 25. He's got some room. He's down to the 10. Got a chance to go. He gets it all the way to the 6. Touchdown saving tackle there by South Summit. Great job scrambling as Whitney gets the ball inside the 10-yard line. And with 1:13 remaining, they stop the clock one more time as they try to get something going here. Would be nice for Gunnison to be able to end this game on a positive note offensively, as once again South Summit and Gunnison locked up in a 0-0 tie in this second half with this good experience that the South Summit second unit's been getting. It's been a nice ball game to watch as both teams have been able to move the ball and able to convert points yet. But it's been an entertaining and very competitive second half, one I think that we've all enjoyed watching, and it's given Gunnison a lot more opportunity to work on their stuff this game, as they have a couple of big region games left as well that would like to improve their seeding in the region heading in the playoffs as well. So Gunnison, 1st and goal, and ball is at about the 7-8 yard line. Okay. 1 minute, 13 seconds left. And Whitney will pitch right. And it looks like it was going to be a halfback pass. He decides against it. And South Summit, great pressure as they have 4 or 5 men onto the pitch man. They're going to lose a couple of yards, Gunnison is, on the play. That'll push it out to the 11-yard line. And Gunnison's going to have about 2 to 3 more cracks. Try to get this ball into the end zone. Ball is at the 11. Whitney trying to find a man, goes across the middle, and he's got a chance. Touchdown, Gunnison, on a nice little seam route to number 84, Connor Caldwell. And Gunnison gets their first touchdown of the night. Great job, Bulldogs, marching the field and getting some points just before this ball game's going to end. 41 seconds left. So a nice job by Whitney orchestrating a nice drive. making a long trip up here to Camas tonight. A little more satisfying that they can go home knowing that they've done some good things here in this second half.
I know we're for South Summit, Cody, but I really appreciate and respect the fact that they marched down there and scored that touchdown and didn't get shut out. Good
Absolutely. So, going for two. Whitney's going to roll left. He's got a man, but falls incomplete. So, second two-point conversion, unable to convert. So, with 36 seconds left here in the ball game, South Summit leads 58-6. You know what? I think that's a good thing as well for this South Summit D is, test. They're out there to get better. Certainly had a good opportunity and did a good job for the most part at that half. But Whitney's a good quarterback. He's got some good players there. And, when he had some time, did a good job finding some open receivers, marched the ball down, got some points on the board. So South Summit will have 36 seconds left in this ball game. Probably will get a kick return and maybe a play or two. Let's see if we can update a couple of scores here before we end the game tonight. Homecoming week again.
I'd like to take this time real quick, thank All West Communications for letting us broadcast live, and I'd like to thank our 3 student volunteers, Jordan Howe, Tyler Barton, Jex Remmel, running the cameras and the computer system. They've done a great job tonight.
Yep, little by little, adding a little more and more to the broadcast each week, so hopefully you've enjoyed. Nice broadcast put together by a lot of people tonight, so thanks to all. Few scores to bring to you. South Summit, as you know, obviously winning here in 2A North. Layton Christian has won. At halftime, the score updated is Millard 14 and Summit Academy locked up at 14. So a great game there between Millard and Summit Academy. And San Juan and Beaver having a heck of a ball game. San Juan leading 34-26 with 7:18 left in the fourth quarter. Parowan and North Sevier in a great ball game. In the third quarter, Parowan leading 10-7. Enterprise beat Grand 42-14. And North Summit with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter is beating South Sevier 47-14. So lots of interesting things happening in 2A football tonight as Gunnison's going to kick off to the South Summit Wildcats with 36 seconds left. 58-6 lead for South Summit.
I'd like to see the onside kick here.
And they kick it deep. Nice kick by Gunnison. Will bounce into the end zone. So that's going to give South Summit a couple of plays here. As coming in on the offensive side, Brady Howard's getting a chance to come in. Zach Delignola, number 35 for South Summit. I don't have a 35. Who else? 61 coming in. I don't have a 61.
22 and 40.
Peterson was 40. 22 is Hunter Reese. Trying to get some names of some guys that don't often get their name mentioned here in the varsity game, but updated program we don't have yet, so we'll just say their number and they know they were in. A couple of plays here for South Summit as Matt Lee continues to quarterback for the Wildcats. Let's see if he gets a chance to throw a couple here, and he's going to tuck this one and run. Great shoestring tackle by Gunnison. Oh, Parker Graycheck now. The freshman, number 35, has come into the ball game. All right, so the freshman, Parker, comes into the ball game, runs one play, and this game is over. A successful homecoming football game as South Summit wins big, 58-0, as they started hot early. Big pass plays to Bracken Santos. Isaac Tillett, big run play from Quinn Zimmerman, Colby Averett, Ty Jones, and others. And South Summit cruises to a nice homecoming victory. 58-6, Jeremy. Good way to finish off a good week of homecoming.
Oh, it was a great week, great week. These kids had a lot of fun. They put in a lot of effort and a lot of energy to this game, and South Summit deserves this win.
It's always tough sometimes to keep a football team focused, or a volleyball team, or a soccer team, or any kind of team that's competing with all the distractions of a homecoming week. And so it's nice that the football team had a nice win tonight. They continue to lead the region, going 3-0 and 5-1 overall, and I'm sure they will maintain their number one ranked position in 2A football. And a big game next week as we move on to the schedule. Let's see where we're at next week as South Summit is at Layton Christian. And you want to make note, that's a 4 o'clock start as Layton Christian does not have lights. So a 4 o'clock start next week at Layton Christian, followed by a huge game Friday, October 10th at North Summit. Put that one on your calendars. Could be for the region championship, and a tough game right before the fall break at home. Our last season home game will be the Millard Eagles in town, which obviously is proving to be a pretty good team as well, as they're fighting it out with Summit Academy. So congratulations to the South Summit football team. Big win tonight, 58-6. We're going to close out as there's some couple more homecoming activities to finish off the homecoming week, as I believe a Cotton Eye Joe between each of the classes is about to break out.